Man, welcome. It's week 13. It's really week 13. I don't even know what to say at this point. Um, it's the beginning of December. We literally was just in August getting ready for football, and we're less than a month away to Christmas. But nevertheless, Ian, what it do? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you feeling?
Hey man, I'm all right. Um, well, I don't know. I might need some therapy here, man. To be honest with you. We had some Thursday action, some Thanksgiving action. We had some Black Friday action. Um, as a Bears fan and you as a former Bears fan, yeah, that game definitely took a lot out of me, and I'm still trying to recover here. Uh, but nevertheless, nevertheless, um, I can't say from a fantasy standpoint, Caleb Williams was a star. There's a
Yeah,
few stars that I highlighted from Thursday and Black Friday. Caleb Williams was one of them. 256 in the air, 3 touchdowns. And honestly, I can't remember when the last time he actually turned the football over. It's been some games. So
yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while.
yeah, so shout out to him on that one. Brock Bowers, he showed up and showed out on Black Friday, even though the Raiders end up losing on a weird call or whatever you want to call it. But he had 10 catches and 140 and a touchdown. Tua, even though it felt like the Packers controlled all of that game, Tua still came out there and put up some numbers there for the Packers. But all in all, how's your Thanksgiving weekend been so far, man?
It's been pretty good. Just spending time with the family, man. I don't think you get no better than that.
That's facts, man. That's facts. So I did go over my mother-in-law's house, and she is in our Destination Fantasy League, and she had beat me a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I tried to duck and dodge, and yeah, I caught some strays, but it's cool.
That's what's up.
It's cool. So once again, it is week 13. I mean, at this point, you're pretty much you're fighting for your playoff lives in your fantasy leagues. You're fighting for probably playoff positioning or a first round bye. Or, yeah, I mean, some people at this point might be eliminated already. Um, but nevertheless, we have to still navigate through all the injuries and changes within the lineups. We still have to find a way to get the wins, especially if we haven't had anything locked up and you're trying to get your playoff berth locked up or anything else like that. Because once you get to the playoffs, we reiterate year after year, it don't matter what your record is. Once you get there, it's open season. It's pretty much any given Sunday, and that's a real thing. Um, so with all that being said, we got one here from Nick. He said, I messed up by starting Lamb, 6-6, fighting for my playoff spot. Pick two, we got Mixon, JT, Puka, half point here. So just so you know, JT, happy Sunday to you too, Nick. Appreciate you stopping by. JT is on the road against the Patriots. Uh, Houston is on the road at Jacksonville, and the Rams are on the road against New Orleans.
Mm. I think here I'll go Puka and I'm not gonna lie, Joe Mixon he's been balling lately, so I think I'll go Mixon. I'll go Puka and Mixon.
I'm leaning that too, and it's like nothing against Jonathan Taylor. It's just I have a hard time having confidence in that offense to do what they need to do for Jonathan Taylor to do what he needs to do, if that
Yeah,
makes sense. Um, so yeah, I'm leaning that. Yeah, exactly. He said he has no trust in the Colts. It's hard to have trust in the Colts uh,
yeah,
with Anthony Richardson at quarterback right now, and just in general, just based on their scheme and whatnot. Um, not saying that they can't get it done. Not saying that they can't have a outstanding game today. It's just it's
yeah.
all
You just need to get back in the lab, Anthony Richardson. Inconsistent. Just a lot of poor choices. Poor decisions with the ball. I mean, you would think, you would think, because he's a rookie, they would lean. Which I mean, they probably are going to lean on Jonathan Taylor, but I mean, at this point, the way he's been playing and the way they've been playing as an offense, I think teams are pretty much they're gonna stack the box and make him beat them passing the
yeah.
ball.
Yeah, Nick said they need to run more RPOs and options with AR. I mean,
Yeah,
makes sense to me. It's just more so can AR execute it
yeah.
properly? Can he read the defense properly? Can he make that split decision?
You
Because
make that throw.
exactly, I jokingly say this, but I mean, if you go to a Colts game and bring your gloves in the stands, man, that ball might come to you. You might gain 15 yards off a pass. Who knows? But yeah, Nick, good luck to you. We got Mixon and Puka on that one. Uh, Foxborough, morning. Happy late Thanksgiving. Trying to get ready for playoffs. 16-man half point. I lost Eckler, so either Vidal or Gainwell on waivers. Who should I pick up? Oof.
That's a tough
Ooh, that is rough. I want to lean towards Vital
one.
or Vidal, however you pronounce his name. I'm want to lean towards him. So, if I'm not mistaken, the Chargers have the Falcons today. Yep, they're on the road against the Falcons, and the Eagles are they're at Baltimore today.
That should be a good one. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna take Vidal. As terrible as the Ravens are against the pass, they're pretty good against the run.
yeah. I'd probably go the same way, and with JK being on IR, he just got put on IR yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, and so okay, he said I don't have to use today, just trying to get my bench ready. I feel you. Um,
Yeah, just in case.
yeah, so I already he also said I already used Dowdle and Montgomery for the week. Dowdle paid off for you for that one for sure. Uh, I think I'm still in Vidal
Yeah,
just because they like Chargers are so run heavy. They so
yeah.
run oriented.
Jim Harbaugh, he's gonna tote that pill, so
Yeah, even though Gainwell's
he'll get in the box probably on like a pass out of the backfield or screen play, something of that magnitude. But Vital, he'll get more touches, get more opportunity.
yeah, he definitely in the short term. Because it seems like Gainwell is more so. God forbid if uh, Saquon get hurt, then his
Right,
value instantly
right,
increases.
yeah,
Until then, it's like not much there. So so yeah, I would say if you want somebody with value up front is Vidal. If you want to just pick a handcuff, then I guess Gainwell on that one. But I understand being a 16-man league it's definitely slim pickings, and you really have to play chess with these moves. So so yeah, Foxborough. Good luck to you. Good job playing Dowdle this week. That was definitely clutch for you in that league. Oh man. So speaking of which, we already mentioned Dobbins on IR, Austin Eckler on IR. I feel like we're continuously navigating through these injuries late in the year. I mean, Dobbins, that one there. I, I mean, the timing could not be any worse for
Yeah.
people that have Dobbins from the simple fact that he's been stellar all year. He's arguably comeback player of the year type um,
Yeah.
scenario going on.
I had him two leagues. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just. I mean, the
He balled
Manak.
out this year.
Yeah, and the knack on him just been the whole time just been health. Could he stay healthy?
Yep.
And for the better part of this year, he has, and it paid off in that system. So yeah, so that one sucks. All right, so as we await here, all right, we're gonna go through the slate real quick, and also I'm gonna be working on a TD parlay because like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, it's December, meaning it's Christmas season, and need some extra money for some gifts and some holiday fun.
Yeah.
All right, so all right, first game on the slate: Colts and Patriots. Anything that sticks out to you in this matchup? Anybody you're looking for? Anything of that nature?
Colts and Patriots. Not anybody particular. Um. Well, I would say keep an eye on Drake May. It's getting better and better by the week. Today could possibly be a breakout game.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong on that one. Yeah, Drake May. It's like from the eye test, he looks good. Like
Hmm.
just watching him play, he's comfortable in the center. He knows, he makes good decisions more times than not. Um, and then also to point out, Demario Pop Douglas, he's expected to play, and that been one of his favorite targets there. So, um, something to point out there. Ramondre Stevenson, I mean, he's been one of the most up and down players in fantasy this year, but coincidentally has been probably the most consistent fantasy player for the Patriots this year, maybe outside of Hunter Henry. So it's been between those two. I think Hunter has a good day. I think Ramondre can have a good day because the Colts' run defense isn't the greatest. Other side of the ball, like we mentioned, it's hard to trust the Colts' offense, especially with Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson under center. But not to say that he can't go out and have a great day. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we watched him have a phenomenal game against the Jets. So I
Yep.
mean,
Game winning touchdown.
and just was had massive fantasy points that day too. On top of that, so yeah, I mean, we'll see on that one. In one of my leagues, I think I'm stuck playing Michael Pittman today, which I don't think is a bad thing because one thing I can say about Anthony Richardson is the fact that he does target that man. He targets
Yeah.
him quite a bit. So yeah, we'll see on that. So this guy is back. Mr. Packers. All right, so he says Nico Collins or Puka Nakua, George Kittle or Mike Evans, Chase Brown, TJ Hawkinson for my flex pick. For my flex pick one between all these names.
Jeez.
Yeah, he has a great problem to have here. So Nico's on the road against Jacksonville. Puka's on the road against New Orleans. The Niners are on the row Sunday night football against the Bills. And one thing to point out,
It's
bearing
going to
any
be
setbacks.
crazy snow in Buffalo.
Ooh, I didn't even know about that part, so
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. And then also, Brock Purdy is supposed to play, so that helps out quite a bit. But the snow factor, yikes. Mike Evans on the road at Carolina. Chase Brown at home against the Steelers, and then T.J. Hawkinson um, at home against the Cardinals.
Yeah, this is a good slate of players. I'm thinking Nico, either Nico or the safe pick, either Nico or Mike Evans, Mr. Consistent, especially against even though they have been playing a little better, Carolina, they have been playing a little better, but um, I bet on Mike Evans.
Um, this one's definitely tough because you got so many big names, but then it's like when you
Yeah,
start digging under the surface here, you kind of start splitting hairs.
yep,
So I ain't mad at you with the Mike Evans pick at all. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and rule out George Kittle.
yeah.
Based,
I was just about to say that. Just based upon the weather, it's probably he probably going to be doing a lot of blocking. It's just, we're doing a lot
no,
of blocking.
no kidding. So rule that man out. Uh, the fact that Houston's in Jacksonville, that worries me for whatever reason. Anytime a team goes to Jacksonville, it feels like a trap. It just have that trap game
Yeah,
atmosphere. I don't I could be wrong, but I don't remember too many teams going into Jacksonville and just blowing out the Jags.
yeah. That's facts for sure. They do have that trap game atmosphere in Jacksonville. You look up and Jacksonville put about 40 points on them.
Yeah, so we got that factor. Um Hawkinson against the Cards. I mean, not bad, but I think Evans and Puka's ceiling is a lot higher than that. Uh Chase Brown against the Steelers, I feel like that's a wild card. Chase Brown has been excellent. Steelers defense has been pretty good, so it's like,
Yeah,
eh,
that's a give or take division game too.
yeah. And we said it before, but if the Bengals was 7-4, Joe Burrow would be MVP right now.
Easy. I don't even think it would be a question.
So, all right. So comes down to for me, Puka and Mike Evans. I'm gonna give the slightest of edges to Puka, the slightest of edges, and
I'm not
I
mad at that.
yeah I feel like New Orleans can't stop anybody. I mean, same thing with Carolina. I think he's just a little bit more involved in the passing game these days than Mike, but Mike can still get it done. It's you're splitting hairs there. I
Yeah.
so so yeah. Good so good luck to you, Packers guy. Congrats on your win Thursday. Anyway, keep it moving. Uh Foxborough said got another good one, so I used Jacobs and got Chase Brown, used St. Brown and got London, but on my bench I got McConkey, Connor, Bucky Irvin, Warren. Should I flex? Who should I flex? Okay, who should I flex? Okay, Jason. Okay, Jacobs and Brown running backs. Amon Ra and London wide receivers. Connor, Bucky Irvin, Warren. So, all right. So just so you know, uh, McConkey got a pretty good matchup against the Cardinal. I'm sorry, the Falcons. Um, Connor has somewhat of a tough matchup against the Vikings on the road. Irvin has a favorable matchup on the road against the Panthers. Warren on the road against the Bengals. And if normally I would just say Connor, but that's as bad as the Vikings are against the pass due to their blitz. They are really good against the run. Um, Irving, Irving, Irving sticks out.
Yeah, I was just about to looking up his. Last week, 12 carries, 88 yards, touchdown. Was against the Giants, but game before that against San Francisco, 13 carries, 73 yards, a touchdown.
Hmm.
Last 2 weeks he's been on a roll. Week before that, he only got 7 carries. I don't know, maybe he got hurt or something, but been in the end zone 5 times this year.
Not bad at all for a split backfield.
Yep, 500 yards.
And he wasn't even like the main guy initially.
Right. Um, Shar White.
He said I was leaning Irvin Warren. Game flow says Irvin.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Irvin. Panthers run defense definitely isn't there at all. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Irvin for sure.
yeah, same here.
Matter of fact, he's on. So me and Tiana, we like every week we try to put together a touchdown parlay on our own, and that and Bucky's name, I'm pretty sure is gonna be on that list today. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
definitely gotta have him on there.
Yeah. So good luck to you, Foxborough. Oh, Deshaun.
Yes,
Morning,
sir. Good
morning
morning.
from the dungeon, gents. Meaning he's at work.
Make that money, man. Christmas style.
Definitely got to.
Still got the bills on top of Christmas.
Bruh. Dude,
Man,
Bills are unforgiving.
yeah. What's one thing in life that's for certain?
Not lying. So, all right, as we await more that comes in, next game Steelers, Bengals.
It should be an exciting one. That defense and the way Joe Burrow been playing and Jamar Chase. I mean, Jamar Chase easily, Jamar Chase could easily be up for Offensive Player of the Year. They had a better record, and like you said, Joe Burrow MVP. And I mean, that's still his defense, man. They've balled all year. They've really balled all year.
They have. So, in this matchup here, I wish, I wish I can. Matter of fact, I might create a poll on this one. Going to have more fantasy points between who your daughter calls the fastest man in the world and Jamar Chase. And, us Jamars got to stick together,
For sure.
or or George Pickens.
mm, Depends on how they moving the ball in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go Jamar Chase though. It depends on how they move the ball in Pittsburgh. They running the ball and that's working, or it's Russ throwing those range, those
The moon balls.
yeah. But hey, man. I've never seen nobody throw a deep ball like him. Like it'll be up in the air and it'll just
Just perfectly dropped down.
drop
Like,
in somebody's hand, away from the defender. No matter how close the defender is, right away from where the receiver can only get. I don't understand how he does it, but man, he got it down. He got it down packed, man.
you ain't kidding. All right, so slight pivot over to Terrell T. Morning, sir. Says it's early in the week. I played against Bowers. Yikes. I'm projected to lose by 17. I got a shot. You got a shot. You always have a shot. It's not like you're down, 60.
Yeah,
Well,
like the week Jamar Chase gave everybody 50 points.
bruh, dude, he went to the drive-through and ordered a 50-piece nugget.
Uh,
No
Giannis,
sauce
Giannis,
either.
Giannis Antetokounmpo style.
Yeah. Oh man.
With no ice, no ice in the drink.
Oh man. Honestly, I mean it depends on, who you got left, who you playing
Yeah,
against and all that stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, down 17 doesn't sound too bad. And just
It
hindsight
depends on who
hindsight's everything.
played.
Right. Like it's not like you play Ezekiel Elliott or something like that. Well, I would hope not. And then I guess he chose when we were talking about Pickens and Chase.
Oh, yeah, he said started my chase, started to study. Yes, sir. You got to.
Absolutely. But now I'm just curious to see who's gonna have more fantasy points because I mean the way Pickens has been playing with Russ in the lineup is like
Yeah.
that target share is ridiculous.
It seems like they've been kind of slowing down these last kind of 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on, but those first about 3 games, it was on fire.
They were. Well, I could say last week they, against the Browns and Jameis Winston and all that, with
Yeah,
the snow
man.
falling down, felt like a movie, a
Yeah.
cinematic feature.
Yep.
Um, but this matchup here against Cincinnati, I mean, they give up points like Oprah's giving out cards. I mean, you can score against them. But yeah, so that's the most intriguing matchup between the two for this particular game. Of course, anybody worth starting in that matchup, you're definitely starting for sure. Um, and the next matchup, you could probably say the same. Chargers and Falcons.
Yeah.
So
Her
Justin,
coach chains.
he can definitely put up some points. Justin Herbert. This man has been a tale of two halves in this season.
Yeah.
You know, initially it was definitely just about the run. He was very irrelevant from a fantasy perspective. A lot of people was like, WTF, what's going on here type deal. I mean, Herbert has been sensational. I want to say within the last 3 to 4 weeks, and I don't see why that trend doesn't continue today against the Falcons.
Yeah, it's a new scheme, new yeah, just new scheme, new coach. I mean, they run game has been pretty good all year. Barring injury to J.K. as of recently, but run game been pretty good. Like we just stated, Jim he gonna put the ball in the running back hand. They're gonna come out double tight end. They're gonna establish that run. So I think with them establishing the run all year, that puts Justin Herbert in a great position. Play action, rollouts, and just keep the defense honest. And he can sling that thing.
He definitely can, and he's been very efficient this year. I mean, he's only turned the ball over 3 times this whole year.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Um,
damn good.
it is considering in years past, the Chargers, um, in order for the Chargers to win, was predicated on Herbert
Yep.
going out there and throwing the ball a ton.
Yep. 30, 40 times.
Yes. So, all right. So, rank the rank these four pass catchers for the Chargers because each and every week we don't know, but just offer
Yeah.
your opinion against this game. So you have Ladd McConkey, you have Palmer, you have Quentin Johnston, and you have the tight end Will Disley. Between those four, just rank them in your opinion.
Uh, Quentin Johnson is last. Uh, I would go a tight end third, Palmer second, and McConkey first.
All right, so McConkey, Palmer, Disley,
Yep, and
and
Johnson
Johnston.
last.
Okay. All
He
right.
Quentin Johnson, he got to prove to me and the rest of the world that he is worth that draft pick and worth being in the league.
Yeah, he definitely does not feel like a first round pick at all whatsoever.
No.
Feels like a day 3 pick at this point. Jeez.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I guess on the Falcon side, I mean, you starting your guys. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Seahawks at the. I think this. No, it's MetLife. It ain't the Meadowlands no more. MetLife
Yeah.
against the Jets. Anything that sticks out to you on this one?
Jackson Smith and Jigba has been balling because I just picked him up recently. If I
Wait, the fact that he was still available for you to pick him up is insane.
it was either I just picked him up or I just started starting him. Maybe I just started starting him recently because I think he had one game and he like balled out, almost had like 200 yards or something like that. He had like 150. I'm like, damn, he's on the bench. So I guess he's getting a lot of more targets as of lately. But it seemed like every week since these last couple, like 3 to 4, 5 weeks, he's been balling, man. He's been balling.
Um, just to, I guess, solidify your point here. So in the last 3 games, so 3 games ago against the Rams, 13 targets, 7 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Um,
Yeah.
against the Niners, 11 targets, 10 catches, 110 receiving yards. And then last week, 7 targets, 6 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. So he had 37 points, 21.8, and 19.7. And he is a
Yeah.
wide receiver 9 on the year.
Yeah. Even in the Buffalo game in October, he had 6 catches, 69 yards. Week 2, he had 12 catches for 117. All other weeks, they kind of here and there, but these last 3 weeks, man, he been balling.
Definitely been doing his thing, and that lets me know that it looks like the sun is setting on Tyler Lockett, who used to be a perennial wide receiver 2 in your lineup each and every week.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got him in one of my leagues too. I believe somebody got hurt, so I just picked him up, as an emergency. But, he'll come out of nowhere with a very meaningful touchdown, or he may have a 2 touchdown game. But like you said, I think the with Jackson Smith and Jigba, with him stepping into this role, being young, I think you are correct.
Yeah, so in that particular matchup, yeah, um, like Jets defense has not been great at all. You can run against them, you can pass against them, you can probably moonwalk against them. You can do a lot of things against that Jets defense. They just not they haven't been the same. So yeah, I think Gino can go into MetLife and against his former team and do some things.
Yeah,
Uh, Brees Hall is expected to go. Um, I think you're gonna see a lot of Brees Hall on this one. So if Aaron Rodgers can somewhat flash some of the Green Bay Packers Aaron Rodgers in this game can be a sneaky shootout.
yeah.
If he can do that, if the Jets can put up points at will, this game can be very fantasy friendly across the board. It can be.
Because there's definitely talent on both sides,
Absolutely.
especially on the Jet side.
Dude, and it makes no sense to where outside of Brees Hall, you hesitating on starting any person on that offense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I don't have, as of right now, I have Devontae Adams in one of my leagues. I do not have him starting right now.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
That man is still elite at some of the things that he does.
still top 5. Not
Yeah.
even a question. Top 3, not even a question.
And that's a first ballot Hall of Famer, too.
Yep.
So, next game Texans at Jacksonville. Mentioned before, like, usually this is a trap atmosphere. You're going into Jacksonville.
Yep.
For whatever reason, teams do not play their best football going into Jacksonville, no matter if Jacksonville has 10 wins on the year or in reality just 2.
2. Yeah. And it's a division game too, so uh like we seen yesterday in college football, man, division games, rivalry games, anything can go. So yeah, I agree with you. This one is definitely feeling like a trap game. You know, CJ, everybody's saying he's in a kind of a sophomore slump. I just believe they just been having a lot of injuries this year, unfortunately.
No, they have. I mean, before the season started, we were just talking about all the weapons this man has between Nico and Diggs and Dale and Schultz and Mixon and
And
whatever
it
else you
keeps
sprinkling in.
going. Yep.
I mean,
Lil Stephon for the year. Nico been in and out of the lineup. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough year for them Jacks too.
man, that's dude. I would have thought Doug Peterson would have been fired before Matt Eberflus, but
Yeah. He
well,
he probably takes full accountability of those losses.
he probably do. But also, I would say when the Bears beat Jacksonville in London, if Jacksonville was not playing another game, a second consecutive game in London, he probably would have got fired
Yeah.
because I think that would have been very inhumane to fire that man across the across the pond and he got to stay there. That'd have been
Right.
messed up. So I think that's what happened on that one. And so, um, but yeah, Stroud. So I think the problem is with Stroud because he's quarterback 17 on the year, which definitely does not match the ADP that he's been going at when drafted.
Hmm.
14 passing touchdowns. He has 12 turnovers on the year. It's the turnovers part. Because I feel like, the yards will get there, touchdowns will eventually get there, but I think, some of that is because of the injuries, like you mentioned, it's the turnovers.
Yep.
And so he hasn't, I mean, outside, so one game this year, ironically, he has scored over 20 points in. It was at home against Jacksonville.
Now you know what, and that's from coming from season like last year. That's pretty weird. That was pretty his. That was like his every week. That was him every week,
Yeah.
or around that. Around those points. Similar production every week.
And it's like in the last five games, I'm sorry, in the last, well, we can do the last five games. So within the last five games, this man has 4 passing touchdowns and 7 turnovers, which includes 2 fumbles and 5 picks.
Yikes. Yeah.
And these are against teams that you would think he would have put up some points again. At home against the Colts,
Yep.
on the road
Jet.
against the Jets, Detroit, Dallas, Tennessee.
Uh,
So,
Dallas wasn't really a bad game. He turned the ball over, but that was a Joe Mixon game.
I
Like you say,
mean,
last week he had 2 tugs last week, but he turned the ball over twice last week.
yeah, and neither in any of those games, like the highest point total was like 12, like a little over 12 points. So imagine starting your quarterback and he's getting 12 or less for those 5 consecutive weeks.
Man,
That's
honest. Well, if we're gonna be honest, he's only had one 3 touchdown game, and that was against New England in October.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. And he had less than 200 yards passing in that game too. So it's like it feels like peanut butter no jelly, Kool Aid no sugar. It just feels like each and
Ham,
every
no
game.
burger.
Exactly. Like we did one thing right, but we did one thing wrong. It can never be 2 things right. Outside of that Jacksonville game, where he threw over 300 yards, he had 2 touchdowns and no turnovers. That was an excellent game. Outside of that, it's been abysmal, but nevertheless, They do have the Jags. And if I'm pretty sure, if I look up Nico Collins' stats, I'm pretty sure he was playing against the Jags when that went off. He did. And he had 15 targets, 12 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. So,
Sounds about right.
so yeah, he put up almost half the yards receiving that he was throwing that game. So, nevertheless, I still feel like this is a trap game atmosphere. But with
Yeah.
Nico Collins, I mean, he could probably still ball out. Um, I might be um, willing to throw Nico Collins on this parlay. If not, Nico is it's definitely going to be between Nico and Joe Mixon on this TD parlay today.
Out of the last 4 weeks, Nico Collins has scored 3 weeks out of 4. So I am not mad at that. I won't say out of the last four,
But the
out of the
last
last four
four
four games he's
he
played.
played, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So yeah, this definitely wanted to paint a narrative on that whole scenario there. From the Jacksonville side, Trevor Lawrence should play. Um, Hopefully that means Brian Thomas Jr. becomes more valuable again, and not happen to be a victim of Mac Jones. So, all right,
Yep.
Cardinals Vikings. Your boy Kyler gonna go off today?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. You know, on the outside looking in, you would think so, but I don't know if he's really had that like big game offensively this year. Even with Marvin Harrison, I don't know if he had. I don't. He hasn't really had that big game.
He
Let's see. And
he had
yeah,
one game I remember against the Jets that was pretty
uh,
good.
yeah, he threw for three. He threw for 300 yards against Miami last month. But it's just been 200 yards here or there. He hasn't turned the ball over a lot though. 12 touchdowns. He had 4 interceptions on the season. He only he only had 154 against the Bears. No touchdowns, no picks, but still got the dub.
Third string running backs running 50 plus yard touchdowns at the end of the first half. Oh, boy.
Yeah. His best game this year was probably week 2, 266, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns passing. And then I think that one and the Jets are equivalent because I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns against the Jets,
Mm,
along with that one passing touchdown. So yeah, between those two
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, to be honest, let me see. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, 8 weeks straight. He's thrown a touchdown 8 weeks straight. 8 week games until he got until the Chicago game, which is crazy.
so
So
here
I guess he's been on the like kind of like I won't say game manager, but I don't know, maybe they've been like
he doesn't have to be Mighty Mouse.
yeah, you don't have to be Superman.
Um, all right, but here's the deal though. So Minnesota's the heaviest blitzing team in the league by far. Uh, Minnesota, from a fantasy standpoint, is excellent against the run, but they are terrible against opposing quarterbacks and opposing wide receivers. So if they do their homework and not Call of Duty here, they can actually this couldn't be one of those duos, dynamic type games that we've been looking for between him and Marvin Harrison Jr. This could be one of those.
Yeah,
Because man, Marvin Harrison Jr. Like I know for a fact, like I know that Marvin Harrison Jr. should be putting up more stats, should be putting up more yards, more touchdowns. Like it does not take a rocket science to see how talented that man is. You just got to get him the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Let me take a look at his stats on the year.
Because if he had a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, who just singles out just one play and one play only, this man would be wide receiver
Oh,
one all day.
offensive rookie of the year.
Yes, it wouldn't even be close. He might even have MVP talks with this one. He is that special of a talent. And matter of fact, what university did he go to?
Huh, the Ohio State University.
Which is pretty much
Um,
a wide receiver factory these days.
yeah, not quarterback factory.
Yeah. Whew.
You know what? I don't think he's been getting a lot of targets this year. Like he doesn't even have a lot of catches. I mean, he had 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, but you don't have a lot of targets.
It's
I don't,
sporadic.
yeah, like last week, 3 catches. Week before against the Giants, he had 5 catches, 54 yards, had a touchdown. Against the Bears, only 2 catches. Miami is his. Miami probably is their best game offensively. Him and Kyler, one of their best games. He had 6 catches, 111, and a touchdown. And then week 2, he had 4 catches. I remember that game. Four
Okay, that
catches,
was,
one
that
thirty,
was,
and two
'cause I
touchdowns.
think, if I'm not mistaken, that was all pretty much in the first quarter.
Yeah, that the second. Yep, they was at home, I believe. Yep, against the
Like
Rams.
all that happened in the first quarter, which is insane. So this is a week that he can definitely do his thing. And matter of fact, if you are lucky enough to be making the playoffs with Marvin Harrison Jr., just check out this schedule. You got Minnesota, very, very good matchup. You got Seattle, good matchup. You got New England at home, solid matchup. You got Carolina, good matchup. And then if you're in the fantasy championship, more times than not, it's going to be week 17. You got the Rams. I mean, you are looking excellent
Yeah.
here if you have survived this BS.
Yep.
Unfortunately for me, in the Destination Fantasy League, I have not survived the BS of this year. I have I think the third most points in the league, and I'm cooked. I'm sauteed. I mean, you might as
That's
well
crazy.
put me on a rotisserie.
What's your record in that league?
I'm 4-8,
Mm,
and and as I'm looking, just double check. Yeah, third most points in the league.
I'm 7-5.
So definitely
Don't
go get the crown, man. Go get the crown.
man, don't feel bad, man. I've been trash in all my other. I think in one league I only have like one win or two. Cause I got hit by the injury bug early. Let me see. Well, no, you know what? I think I just got a couple wins these last 2 weeks. So it brought me up to 3 wins in both of those. But before I think in one league, I think I lost what 7 games, like 6 games straight. I was like, you got to be kidding me, bro.
Ugh.
Getting blew out, losing by a couple points, injuries. I'm just like, yeah, can it get any worse? And then one league, I think I started off 4-0, and then I hit a little skid. And now I'm 7-5 in that one too. At one point, I think I only had like one loss. I got hit by the injury bug.
Dude. Uh, dude, in the other league that me and you were in, the two quarterback league, like I kid you not, like I got the second most points in that league. I'm 5-7, and I need a miracle to make the playoffs. The second most points in this league is not even. And entering last week, I had the most points in the league, dude. I 1 week I lost by 1 point. 1 week I lost by 2 points. 1 week I lost by 3 points. Like I don't know. I guess it's just fate on that one, but
Yeah,
that's the beauty of fantasy football, people.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I can see if if my team didn't put up any points and my record matches that, then yeah, I just that was just bad. But it's like when the correlation is not correlating. It just, what can you do? All right. So real quick, and then really quick, just to cap off that one. Of course, Justin Jefferson. Of course, probably Hawkins to a certain degree. Aaron Jones. I mean, you starting to
Jordan
have.
Addison had a big week last week.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. He
Yeah.
sure did. All right, really quick. Titans, Commanders. Anything from this one?
Uh, no, just to look for Jaden to get back on track. Uh, Jaden should have a big game,
He should.
and maybe Terry McLaurin.
So two people I want to. Well, actually, the Titans. I just want to point something out here. So we definitely don't give Titans a lot of recognition on here, and rightfully so because they're the Titans. But uh, Nick Westbrook Bikini, I mean, he has scored a touchdown in 6 out the last 7 games.
Yikes.
I'm just throwing that out there. Also, I want to throw out the fact that no, I don't want to throw that one out there. Hold on, and there's one more I want to check on here. Yeah, definitely not throwing that out either. So yeah, Westbrook and Keena, he's the only one I really want to mention because he's been finding his own.
Mm,
6 out the last 7 games, a receiving touchdown. So
Jeez. Hey, it's been getting in that box.
now, if I wonder if I'm bold enough to throw him on a TD parlay today,
Yikes.
so I might make a safe one. I might make a little bit more risque, but we'll
Yeah.
see on that one. All right, keep it moving. Who we got next? Buccaneers and the Panthers. Your boy Bryce been playing a little better.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot better as a team. Just can't finish. Almost had the defending champs on the ropes last week. Fought back and tied the game up, and Mahomes ended up being Mahomes.
Yeah, dude. Also, Kansas City never covers the spread. You can't never cover the spread. Um, think Chuba Hubbard, whatever you want to call him.
Mr.
Cuba,
Consistency. He's been consistent all year, win or loss. He's been consistent all year.
running back 12 on the year. I mean, it's, I'd be lying to
He's
you if I saw this coming at the beginning of the year. I did not.
yeah, he's the one bright spot on that team.
Dude, this man had 32 touches against the Giants a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
32 touches, 28 carries, and 4 catches.
yeah, 153 yards rushing.
And another 16 on the air. Like, my gosh.
He's had what? One, two, three. He's had three 100-yard games. He could have easily had two more against
Yep.
the Bears. So he was off 3 yards, and the Falcons that next week 8 yards. Who knows? He probably had it and got hit in the backfield or something. But yeah, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Leggett. I think Leggett been, if I'm not mistaken, he's been.
It's been okay. I got him in fantasy. I started him a couple weeks. He's had a couple tugs here and there these last couple weeks. Let me
Yeah, it's
look at
not.
this.
It's like nothing sensational, but he's starting to
Yeah,
become more of a focal point at offense. I mean, he's talented. He is a talented person.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Not the last 2 weeks, but November 3rd and what was that, October 27th. So those 2 weeks that he scored, like you say, he don't really put up big numbers. Just a couple catches. He might get in the box, like maybe they throw him, maybe like a fade or give him a play in a red zone. I think that's probably why all his touchdowns come from this year's red zone.
Yeah,
Big
and so
big target down there.
true. And then on the other side, I mean, look, the Buccaneers has been a very excellent fantasy friendly team this year, despite the injuries they went through. It started first and foremost with Baker Mayfield. The Baker's man has been cooking the whole year, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I am here for it. And just so you know, Baker is QB5 on the year.
Not surprised. Wasn't he in the top three last year, Baker? Or was he QB1 last year?
No, I don't think he was. I don't think he was QB1, but I think he was. He
He had to be
finished
at least top five last year at one point.
finished strong. And this year,
Yeah.
I mean, that goes to show when you're in the right situation.
Yeah. I was telling did I say that yesterday on the podcast? Starting to turn into a Baker Mayfield fan, man.
You did say that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Quick pause on this. We got one here from Mobbin. JSN or Adams today. As you know, they do play each other.
Mm,
And I'm definitely gonna pick JSN.
that's yeah. JSN here too. And I have both of them in fantasy, but I'm starting JSN today.
Yeah, I would say just so you know, JSN should be an automatic start in every lineup going forward
End of the
until
year.
otherwise. Yeah, you definitely gonna start JSN, Marvin. So good luck to you. Matter of fact, Marvin, what's your record in that league? What's your record, man? So as we, await that answer. But yeah, the Bakers man been doing his thing. Uh Cade Otton has definitely turned out to be a pleasant surprise ever since the injury to Chris Godwin earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Now, I would say the last couple of weeks it hasn't been there for Mr. Iden, but I think that was more so um, the game flow per se on that one. Because I mean, when you go against the Giants, there's no need for anybody to go off like that in the passing game where you can just run the ball over and just control the clock. There's no need. But Iden's been sensational. He's tight end 7 on the year. Um, having Mike Evans back pretty much frees up everybody else. And then, of course, the backfield. Bucky Irvin,
Yeah.
White has been uh, admirable. And then they even sprinkle in, what's his name, Sean Tucker?
Yeah.
And I think he scored a touchdown last week, if I'm not mistaken. So, um, yeah, so it's if you got Irvin, you starting him, and of course, the pass catchers I just mentioned, you starting him. White, he's worthy of a flex spot. I mean,
Yeah. Get you points in many different ways.
all right. So Mobbin is 8-4, second place in a 10-man league. Good stuff. So in your league, how many teams make the playoffs? And I'm assuming you should be pretty much fighting for a first round bye to lock that up, right? 8-4 to get to basically if your record is 8-4 or better, and in this particular year with all the injuries and everything that's been going on, you've done a sensational job. Sensational job, man. Where's Future when you need him? Uh, yesterday I said this game could be a sneaky shootout. This is the Rams and the Saints.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody that sticks out to you in this matchup?
Um, I mean, yeah, we just talked about it. Puka. Of course, AK-41. Gotta start AK. Uh, yeah, I would say those two, Puka and AK. Is Cooper Cup is healthy, right?
Yeah, to my understanding, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, can't forget about Coop. Coop kind of been going under the radar. He might come out with a breakout game and 10, 12 catches, 150. So I would say those two. I don't I don't believe Shaheed is injured. Deep threat for the Saints. Also, keep an eye on him as well.
About Taysom Hill.
Yeah, man, he's an X factor. So, one game he might barely play, might get a catch or two, maybe a throw. Then one game he'll gash you and kill you. He'll have 5 catches for 90 yards, another 7 or 8 carries for 50 or 60 yards, and about scored 2 touchdowns. And you'd be
The-
looking like, what the hell just happened? Because it wasn't
yeah,
the other names that I just called, it'd be him. That's the thing about it.
dude. The last time we saw him on the field, he had 41.52 fantasy points, including 3 rushing touchdowns
Sick.
and 138 yards on the ground, 50 yards in the air on 8 catches. Like so, Mama says 6 get in, top 2 get buys. So definitely lock up that buy, so you can only got to worry about 2 games to glory. Dude, you ever had anxiety though, having a first round buy, and then you just happen to play a team that just been hot,
Yep.
and then you sweating bullets. I can't remember more times than not I've been burnt on that one,
Yeah.
and it's just so infuriating. You can go what 13-1
Killer
that year.
squad. Yep.
All of a sudden, you know, you got Christian McCaffrey, and then they just playing in an ultimate snow game. They can't even get out the gate or anything like that, and you got Lamar Jackson. All of a sudden, he got cramps or something. They got to go use the bathroom and can't even get back in the game no more. It's just the most weird things happen. But I mean, that's part of it. That's the beauty, the gift, and the curse of fantasy.
Yep.
But but yeah, definitely Marvin solidify that first round bye. I still would rather play 2 games instead of 3. So
Fact.
so yeah. Yeah, Taysom Hill super X factor, man. Kyron Williams. I mean, he's been a touchdown machine this whole year.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if he can find the end zone. Saints defense is not what it used to be.
No, not at
Well,
all.
so you can just do. I ain't gonna say whatever, but you pretty much it's not gonna be as resistant as it should be in that one. Marvin said last year my team was hot in the playoffs, then championship game, whole team absolutely shit the bed.
Yikes.
That sucks. And this is what I mean by like any given week. When you're in the playoffs, it's truly
Yeah.
any given Sunday.
Yep. Anything go.
Man, where's Jamie Foxx when we need him? He should be sponsoring the fantasy playoffs, man. If you know, you know.
Yep.
Man, that dude. So in one league I'm in, it's a 14-team league. And in the last 3 years prior to that it was 16 teams. I think right before that was 14. So it fluctuated between 14 and 16. I made the championship 4 years in a row in that one.
Yikes.
Yeah, I won once. I lost twice, and the other one was the COVID year. And no. The other one was the Damar Hamlin situation,
Mm.
which we ended up splitting because I still had a player left to go. I had Gabe Davis left, and I
Oh.
and I needed like maybe like 10 points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a legitimate chance. So that one, I guess, tied. But anyway, so I'm second or third in that league right now. I am I like that's the one league I'm hanging my hat on. I don't because do you know how hard it is to continuously get to the championship game each and every year in a
And,
deep
and,
league
and
like that,
and just like you said, just like Marvin said, and wet the bed.
dude. That dude, it's so infuriating.
Demoralizing.
It is, dude. I'm just oh boy, and I might get smacked in the league I just mentioned. I might get smacked this week. I just realized I went against Jonnu Smith and the Cowboys defense. Yeah, that's fun. But such is life. All right. So really quick, we're almost done with this slate. We got three more games. This game right here should be definitely fun to watch as a football fan. Eagles and the Ravens. So one thing to point out, I don't think Devontae Smith is going to play today. To my understanding, they're going to test it out before the game, but there's no real optimism that he goes. Um, so with that being said, I really, really, really like AJ Brown today.
Yeah,
Really like AJ Brown. Between just him as a football player and his stature and hard to guard,
beast.
plus the Ravens defense secondary just being trashed the whole year.
Yeah, they've been inconsistent, very inconsistent. Literally watch Kyle Hamilton drop a game-winning interception against the Browns, and
Oh yeah,
Jameis Winston throw a touchdown the very next play. Like
dude,
I've
that's
never
sickening.
seen somebody drop like the ball was like in his hands, like in the right here, and it just somehow hit the ground. The very next play he throws a touchdown. I'm like, that is so Jameis like.
That's
But
Jameis
yeah, they
righting his wrongs.
but yeah, they've been inconsistent this year for sure. Not that they've been okay in certain aspects, but they definitely not giving that energy they gave last year as a defense.
No,
Same
no,
guys too. It's crazy, but
it is. The only difference is the defensive coordinator's gone.
yeah, you got Eddie
But
Jackson now.
yeah, I think he probably took down the vibe of that secondary by himself.
Yeah,
Non-tackling, non-playing. Never mind.
yeah. There should be fireworks in this game though. Like you say, AJ Brown, of course Saquon. Look for both Qs to probably have a good game as well with all these weapons around. Zay Flowers, of course, Mr. Henry. You know, arguably, like I said yesterday, three MVP candidates playing today in that one game.
Yeah, yeah, and arguably the offensive rookie. I mean, the offensive player of the year, and Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's definitely
Yeah, one of them probably bound to get two.
it's possible. It's definitely possible. And this was something I mentioned, I think, last week. So the notice in the off season, like the run, there was a shift and a lot of new faces and new places in regards to running backs, and more so elite running backs. And these elite running backs, for the better part, has joined elite fantasy quarterbacks that are dual threats. And as you see, I mean, Derrick Henry with Lamar Jackson has been sensational. Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts has been sensational,
Yeah,
and it has done nothing but raise the play of everybody involved.
yeah,
And so, with that being said, yeah, I do expect fireworks. Now, the Ravens' run defense is pretty good, so I am curious to look at that matchup, see how the Ravens' run defense does against Saquon Barkley. Maybe Saquon has to work a little bit harder to get his, or Saquon is matchup proof and is going to continue to get his no matter how he does it. Um, and for the Ravens, I know the Eagles' secondary has played a little bit better here lately, but I feel like they can still be had.
yeah.
Um, especially the tight ends. I think between Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, I think they can definitely do some work
Yeah.
against the linebackers and the safeties of the Eagles. So, nevertheless, this is a great environment. If you got somebody worth starting, you're definitely starting them. You're not even thinking twice.
Start your stars.
All right, two more left. Niners and the Bills in good old Buffalo.
Yeah, this is going to be should be a fun one, I would say. I mean, well, football wise, fantasy wise, I don't know. Um, I'm almost sure Christian McCaffrey is playing this week. He's healthy, right? He's
Yeah.
playing this week. So he'll probably get a lot of carries today, due to weather. Those weather conditions pretty snowy, gonna be pretty cold, so he's gonna get a lot. I'm so with George Kittle. He might get a couple touches, and he might not. So keep an eye on
It,
George Kittle in a sense. Um,
I I can say this much really quick. This offense is predicated on Brock Purdy plays. He's in line to play. We saw last week without Brock Purdy, and that was abysmal.
yeah,
Brandon Allen, no, he's not that guy. No,
nah,
not even
no.
close.
So
Um, and
maybe
so
look for Debo to get a couple carries as well too.
maybe something has to give. All I know is the Niners, the Niners football team that we have known as a juggernaut for the last at least 5 years, are struggling this year. Their backs against the wall.
Yeah,
They need to win this game.
for
That
sure.
means they need their stars to play and play well.
Play like stars. Yeah,
Correct. I mean, McCaffrey, since he's been back, he has not been Christian McCaffrey like, especially for a fantasy perspective. It has not been there. And get it,
yeah,
he coming off an Achilles injury. I mean, it takes time, but in regards to your fantasy team, I don't know how much time are you willing to give in this late in the season with
yeah,
your team at stake. So it's like
yeah.
you have to start him to a certain point, but it's like, man, I know each and every week that he's putting up pedestrian numbers like this for him, it makes it harder and harder to do so.
Because every week counts. Literally, every week counts.
It does. So yeah, for the Niners, I mean, Brock Purdy plays. I feel a lot more comfortable if he doesn't play, and I don't know what to say. Um, what do you think about the Buffalo side of the offense?
Mm, probably a couple more design runs for Mr. Allen today. Um, I don't know who's their running back. Is James James Cook still in one? Yeah, so
Yep.
yeah, running back James Cook might get a lot of touches today as well.
He says,
Maybe Keon Coleman in the red zone as a big target.
yeah. I mean, I can see Coleman's involvement. I can see, especially with I'm pretty sure Dalton Kincaid been ruled out already.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Shakir, Cooper. But
It's cool playing this week.
I think so.
Okay.
Um, you mentioned that it's gonna snow, right?
Yeah, I seen they had crazy snow. Was that yesterday or was it? I know they had a video of Buffalo in their stadium, and snow was kind of crazy, as it always is around this time of year. I think Buffalo has a game like that literally every year around this time in December. It'd be December. Yes, it. Yeah,
So,
December 1st today. Yeah.
yep. Um, so I do like a rushing touchdown on the side of Buffalo. Now, in your opinion, do you think it'd be James Cook or Josh Allen?
Mm. On a day like today, I think I'm gonna go with the big fella. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen.
I'm working on this touchdown parlay.
Parlay.
So,
Yeah.
so one last game Monday night. You got famous Jameis taking his talents to Mile High against the Broncos, and Bo knows. Bo knows.
Famous Jameis. Oh man, I I
He,
love the Jameis speeches, man. I love them, but I can't trust James. I can't trust him. You got him in fantasy, bro. I can't trust him, bro.
So let me paint out this narrative for you on this one. Um, so there's no Cedric Tillman, he's out.
Mm.
Uh, Jerry Judy is playing against his former team, where we watched Steve Smith call him a jag, just another guy. Do you think it's a revenge game for Jerry Judy?
Mm. That's possible. I just, I just can't trust James, man. I promise you, I love the speeches, man. I just can't trust him, man. I mean, even with Jerry Judy, it could. I mean, he should come into the game, with that mindset. He should come into the game with that mindset every week, of course. But to show up and ball. But I know this one is it's a little different playing former team that drafted him. Um, I just can't trust the both of them. But it's definitely possible. It's a gamble for sure, especially with James.
Hey
One
man,
quarter he looked like the Heisman Trophy winner we seen, the number one pick, and the next quarter he threw about two pick sixes and fumbled the ball, and now he on the sideline like damn, looking like damn, how we just lose the game?
oh man,
Good guy though, good guy, man.
he is, man.
Hilarious.
I'll run through a brick wall for Jameis. Um, it's um, it's definitely something here. The Broncos defense has been excellent
Yeah,
this year. I can also see Jameis sole focus of this game is to give Jerry Judy the ball. I can see that, but nevertheless, uh yeah, expectations on the Brown side in general is kind of you got to just lower it. Um, that's a tough defense, and
yeah.
going in the mile high altitude,
Yep.
that's tough.
They've
Um,
had snow too, but I don't think it's snow like I don't think it's snow like Buffalo though.
oh
So
no, yeah,
it's gonna be a little cold there as well.
yeah. Buffalo snow is 100% different. That's
Yeah.
that's that's a grizzly bear up there. When you got the lake effect with Niagara Falls and all that stuff over there, like, and I'm cool. One place I would not move to is Buffalo. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that snow is insane. They get it every. It's not even like they have a couple years off or a year. They have it every year.
Snow be as tall as the
I,
doors. I'm cool.
I'll pass. It's a pass for me. I complain about our snow. I'll pass.
Oh man. All right. So that pretty much concludes today's slate. I'm in the process of finalizing this touchdown parlay. So I got 6 names here, and you let me know what you think.
Okay.
Here we go. We got London. We got Josh Allen, Nico Collins, AJ Brown,
Mixon
Mixon,
and
and Irving.
Bucky Irvin.
Now I might tweak this a little bit, but this is my starting point.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Let me see. Let me check. One person trade. Let's see how many touch Drake London got on the season. Yeah, six. Last touch on the hill was against Dallas. But no, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that one at all.
Okay.
Um,
It's like I want to get somebody in from the um Ravens Eagles game.
Ravens game. I knew you was gonna say that. Yeah,
I want to.
like Mark Andrews
Yeah.
or
I was even thinking about
like
Jalen Hurts.
yeah, tush push for sure.
I
Out of
mean,
everybody, if you take somebody out, I would take out Drake London maybe. But this, I mean, this one is cool though. I don't really have a big issue with this one.
okay. I'm gonna sit on it for a bit.
Yeah,
We still got a little over 3 hours to figure that one out. So
yeah. To see who playing and who not, and who's questionable and things like that.
yeah. So okay. All right. So anything else you want to add for today's show? It's been a good one.
Now that's be pretty much it for me. Like you always say, hit the Discord. Um, right after, or if you guys got any more questions or need help with anything, any lineup changes, any info.
Absolutely. I just posted a link to the Discord. Um, if you're watching on YouTube, it's already pinned to the chat there, but I just posted it again. Um, so all in all, 2 weeks left for a lot of people. Um, Definitely play the people that's been getting you here this far. Do not overthink. Overthink, Overthinking can lead to a lot of results you don't want at all. So play the people that's been getting you here. Um, of course, you want to play the matches as well. Um, and just let's ride it out here.
No,
Hopefully, we can get some people, clinching their playoff spots, clinching first round buys. Um, and if you're in money leagues, let's definitely get you to the money round. So nevertheless, this pretty much concludes to today's show. So, Mr. Ian, I definitely appreciate you for
for
dropping
sure.
in this morning.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right. So for Mr. West and Mr. Reed that's out getting the money, I'm Jamar. We'll see you for next week. Next week is for the better part of a lot of leagues, the regular season finale. So, we'll see if we can help get some guys punched into the playoffs that still need some work there. So until next time, peace.
Peace.